Another benefit of Leonardo for us as an organization is we adopted the due diligence portion of Leonardo 24/7 as well. We're often looking at new communities for our owners, and in the past, a lot of that information was collected in systems that if and when the building was purchased, and ideally we took over management, we had to recreate all of that information. It was a very manual process in terms of taking data that we had worked hard to gather and then trying to recreate it. And anytime you're recreating or duplicating data, you are ripe for error and mistakes and misses. With the Leonardo due diligence program, we've been able to consolidate that early look, that pre-opening look, if you will, into then operations throughout. It's allowed us to better understand and communicate those things that are working great with the building and those things that need to be addressed or changed with the building, and then to consistently follow that through the lifespan of our management of that building. So it's allowed for a consolidation of effort, but also a consistency from start to finish that, frankly, our owners expect from it.